So my favorite part of any sci-fi show is when the captain says, "on screen," and then instantly, somehow, they are looking at exactly what they were already looking at. It's probably just for the people in the back, I guess. Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. What you are about to watch is the TV news that happened this past week since the last time you were here. There is a larger video that this is a part of called The Week in Nerddom. You can go check that out over on the main channel, Generally Nerdy, and you get into all of the topics in that one video, so comic books and music and movies, etc., etc. Or you can just keep coming back here for these shorter versions, which come out a little bit later, so the stuff over on the main channel is going to be a little more up-to-date, a little more relevant, if you will. But either way, you're getting news, and that's the point, and this is the TV news, not like, "I'm Tom Brokaw, and that's the way the cookie crumbles." Not that kind of news. We're talking TV news like TV shows and that kind of stuff. So, without any further ado, let's hit the news. Follow-ups and corrections. We actually got a couple here. Amazon is finally gonna put a date on it. Blade Runner 2099 series is now slated for a 2026 release over on Prime Video. So we have a little over a year until we're back in that neon-drenched dystopia. And I'm definitely here for it. And fans of The Last of Us should brace themselves for Season 3, it would seem, though we kind of already know this. Season 3 is the first season that will feature major changes from the games, as Druckmann is no longer part of the production team anymore. Whether that's exciting or terrifying probably depends on how much you actually love the source material, which we know is not a big number necessarily. And then for trailers this week, we got a Sam Fisher thing, some Splinter Cell action. Sam Fisher is back. Kind of. Netflix has dropped the first trailer for Splinter Cell Death Watch, which is an animated series that looks honestly pretty slick. It's very much action-packed, and it's got that kind of classic stealth ops feel to it. Now, the real question here is, does that mean that Ubisoft finally remembers that they own this franchise, and so then very possibly there's a game in our future? A nerd can dream, I guess. In regular-ass news, this is kind of movie news, but it's on a streaming platform, and it's going to be episodic in nature, sort of, so that's why it's here. But we have the team behind the excellent Never Hike Alone series has announced a new project, if you will. They actually have released the project. It is up there for you to watch, so maybe this should have been a follow-up, but it's called Jason Voorhees' Sweet Revenge, or Friday the 13th Sweet Revenge. Either way, it's really interesting because it is bankrolled by the Angry Orchard Cider Company. While that makes it kind of play out like a giant commercial, it is still keeping the blood running through the veins of the franchise and keeping Camp Crystal Lake very much alive and bloody, so that's kind of a bonus as well. And in one of the most logical? No, confusing is appropriate. In one of the most confusing partnerships that still somehow makes a whole lot of sense, we got news that Crunchyroll and Delta Airlines are going to be bringing you a selection of anime while you are in flight, if you will. So it will be your in-flight entertainment. So now, instead of watching that same Paul Rudd movie for the 73rd time, you can catch up on your favorite anime at 30,000 feet. So that's pretty cool. Which then brings us to our suggestions for TV streaming. If the Splinter Cell thing kind of got you riled up for some good animated action and stuff, go check out Arcane on Netflix, based on the legendary League of Legends universe. It's 2 seasons, and it is honestly beautiful, emotionally resonant, and very, very brilliantly written show that kind of sets a new standard for what a video game adaptation really and truly can be. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, Probably here.